Assalamualaikum, Tajahau, Vanakkam. Good day, everyone. Today, on Group 1 News, we will talk about the industrial sector in Malaysia. Before we begin, let us start with a brief introduction on today's news. The industrial sector is a major driver of economic growth. It includes manufacturing, construction, mining, and utilities, which transform raw materials into finished product. This sector creates jobs, support trades, and encourage technological development. In Malaysia, the Department of Statistics Malaysia reports that the industrial sector contributes significantly to the country's GDP and provide employment for both skilled and semi-skilled workers, supporting income generation and economic stability. Over time, Malaysia has developed its industrial sector through different phases of industrial revolutions, from mechanization in Industry 1.0 to automation and digitalization in Industry 4.0. The government has also introduced policies such as the new economic policy to strengthen manufacturing, exports, and foreign investment. One key example is the automotive industry. Proton was established in 1983 and launched the Proton Saga in 1985, marking Malaysia's move into car manufacturing. Later, Produa was founded in 1993 to further expand this sector. These developments show how the industrial sector supports Malaysia's long-term economic growth and sustainability. Without further ado, joining us now, Amir and Daniel Fitri at the site for the next news. Take it away.
Thank you from Rizal at our studio. So we move to the next part, which is the issue of the industrial sector in Malaysia. So good day, everyone. Today I will explain two major issues that affecting Malaysia's industrial sector, which is the influx of foreign workers and weak demand with export pressures. So first is the influx of foreign workers. One of the main challenges in Malaysia's industrial sector is the heavy reliance on foreign labor, especially in manufacturing, construction service, and plantations. As of late 2025, Malaysia has about 2.13 million active foreign workers, which is a 13% decrease compared to the previous year. So, although the recruitment is limited to 6 formal sectors, foreign workers are still widely used due to labor shortage among local workers. So, many Malaysians are reluctant to take low skill and physically demanding jobs because of poor working conditions and low wages. As a result, industries depend heavily on foreign workers to fill these gaps. While this helps maintain productivity, over reliance can cause problems. It may reduce the incentive for companies to invest in automation and can also limit the job opportunities for the local workers, especially in low wage sectors. To address this issue, the government has introduced initiatives such as reducing foreign worker quotas and strengthening technical and vocational education, or we call it TVET. So these programs aim to improve the local workers' skills and encourage young Malaysians to join the industrial sector. So overall, the influx of foreign workers bring both benefits and challenge to the country. So next, the issue is weak demand and export pressures. Malaysia's industrial sector, especially manufacturing and exports, play a vital role in economic growth. However, in recent years, the sector has faced weak external demand. In May 2025, Malaysia's export fell by 1.1% year on year, particularly in petroleum and manufactured goods. This shows that global demand for Malaysian products remains low. So one major reason is reduce the demand from key trading partners such as China and Japan. So this situation affect the economic growth and discourage long-term investment in the industrial sector. According to the Federation of Malaysian Manufacturing, sales and production remained slow during the first half of 2025 due to weak demand and rising costs. As a result, many manufacturers focus on maintaining operations rather than expanding production. So for the next report, I will pass to Daniel Fitri.
Thank you to Amir Mahathir for the issue the industrial sector in Malaysia. I will continue the several issue of this sector. The next major issue that affecting the industrial sector in Malaysia, particularly the manufacturing industry, is the rising production costs, especially material costs. Manufacturers in Malaysia are facing strong upward pressure on input costs This include the higher price of the raw materials, increasing energy costs, higher freight charge, and the unfavorable currency exchange. Currency exchange rate used in invoicing. According to the Malay Mall, many firms have experienced sustained increase in input costs. Manufacturers have highlighted that the rising cost of raw materials combined with a weaker exchange rate has significantly affected their operating expenses. As a result, profit margins are being squeezed and some companies are forced to either increase their product prices or reduce their production, which can weaken their competitiveness in the global market. The second issue in the industrial sector is the closure of operations by investors, particularly multinational companies. There have been several cases where multinational firms have ceased their manufacturing operations in Malaysia. According to the Age Malaysia report, that in 2024 alone, four multinational firms with total investments worth of RM70 billion have shut down their operations. A notable example is a Goodyear Malaysia Berhad, which has announced their closure of its Shah Alam plant in the June 2024. As a part of a corporate restructuring exercise, such a closure not only result in a job losses but also reduce foreign direct investments that influence a weaker Malaysia industrial growth. The rising costs and investor exits are serious challenge to the Malaysia industrial sector. If these issues are not addressed, they could slow down industrial expansions and reduce Malaysia's attractiveness as a manufacturing hub. Thank you. I will pass to the studios.
Thank you, Ame and Deni Fitri, for the news. Now, we will continue on the next subject for today's news. Joining us now, Shafiuddin at the scene. Take it away.
Okay, thank you from the station, which is Rizal. So, I am now right now at Kia Production Center. Okay, good day, and I'm reporting on the current situation affecting Malaysia's industrial sector and how recent developments are impacting jobs, businesses, and the overall economy. Over the past few years, factory closures, reduced industrial output, and declining investment activity have raised serious concerns. These challenges are not only affecting manufacturing companies, but also workers, job seekers, and communities that depend heavily on the industrial sector. One of the most immediate effect of this situation can be seen in the labor market. The factories shut down or reduce their operations, the number of available job opportunities continues to decline. At the same time, more people are entering the job market as displaced workers search for new employment. This has created intense competition for a limited number of positions, especially in industrial areas where jobs options are already limited. Fresh graduates, low skilled workers, and individuals with specialized manufacturing skills are facing greater difficulty securing employment. Many job seekers are experiencing longer waiting periods before being hired, while others are forced to accept jobs that do not match their qualifications or experience. Although national unemployment levels appear stable, the difficulty in securing sustainable employment remains a growing concern. Beyond employment challenges, these developments are also affecting the broader economy. The industrial sector plays a crucial role in Malaysia's economic performance. When factories operate below capacity or close completely, industrial production declines. This leads to lower output, reduced export, and slower economic growth. Since manufacturing is closely connected to sectors such as logistics, retail and services, a slowdown in this social activity creates a ripple effect that spread across the economy. Lower levels of investment further weakens the economy momentum. When investors reduce or withdraw their involvement, opportunities for expansion, technological improvement, and productivity growth become limited. Over time, this can reduce Malaysia's competitiveness as a manufacturing hub and slow long-term economic progress. At the same time, many industrial players are also facing increasing financial pressure. Rising costs of raw materials, transportation, and logistics have placed significant strain on manufacturing companies. These cost increases force firms to make difficult decisions such as reducing profit margins, raising product prices, or cutting back on spending for maintenance and future investment. Unstable production costs also make financial planning more challenging. As a result, some companies delay their upgrading their machinery or adopting new technologies which can weaken productivity and competitiveness in the long run. While short-term support may offer temporary relief, continued global cost pressures remain a major challenge for the industrial sector. These financial and operational challenges eventually translate into one of the most serious consequences: unemployment and job insecurity. When investors close factories or downsize their operations, workers are often the first to be affected. In addition to direct job losses, factory closures disrupt local supply chains, affecting small businesses, suppliers, and service providers, and that depend on industrial activity. Even workers who remain employed may experience fear and uncertainty about their future, which can reduce spending and negatively affect local economic activity in areas that are depend heavily on a small number of industrial employers. The effects of factory shutdowns can be particularly severe and long lasting. Okay, this is Noor Shafiuddin. Back to the studio.
Yes, thank you, Shafiuddin, for the report on the subject. Now we will continue on the next news today from Aidil and Iskandar. Take it away.
Thank you, Rizal. Assalamualaikum and good night. I'm reporting on two major challenges currently affecting Malaysia industrial and manufacturing sector, which are the growing reliance on foreign workers and the closure of manufacturing plants by multinational companies, or also known as MNCs. Firstly, Malaysia's heavy dependence on foreign workers is closely linked to negative public perception towards industrial jobs. Reports indicate that many locals are reluctant to work in sectors such as construction and manufacturing. As a key reason behind this issue is the long-standing stereotype that industrial jobs are 3D in nature, which is dirty, dangerous, and difficult. While foreign workers help to address labor shortage, experts warn that oversupply may further reinforce the belief that these jobs are not meant for locals, particularly among Malaysian youth. However, change is possible. Students are playing a key role in reshaping this perception. On university campus and within local communities, students can organize awareness programs to highlight the reality of today's industrial sector. This initiative aim to show that modern industrial jobs now involve technology usage, system management, and skill operation, rather than physical labor alone. For instance, students who have completed internships and industrial training can contribute by sharing their first-hand experiences, helping to challenge outdated stereotypes. At the same time, participation in technical and vocational education and training, or TVET, is gaining attention. TVET equips students with industry-relevant skills, better career pathways, higher wages, and long-term job security, which ultimately encouraging more locals to enter the industrial workforce. On the other hand, Malaysia is also facing another critical issue, which is the closure of manufacturing plants by multinational companies. Experts highlight that factories which rely heavily on imported inputs and global supply networks are more likely to shut down, as MNCs can easily relocate their operation to other countries. To address this, the government is encouraged to strengthen local supply chains and industrial linkage by increasing the use of local suppliers, logistic services, and supporting industries. MNCs can become more embedded within Malaysia's industrial ecosystem. Strong local supply chains help reduce operational risks, improve efficiency, and make relocation more costly and disruptive. These initiatives are in line with Malaysia Industrial Master Plan 2030, which aims to expand domestic economic activities and strengthen small local small and medium enterprises. Agencies such as the Malaysian Investment Development Authority or MIDA play a vital role by encouraging collaboration between MNCs and domestic firms. In the long run, a resilient industrial ecosystem helps maintain investor confidence, protect local jobs, and ensure the long-term stability of the manufacturing sector, reducing sudden manufacturing exits and strengthening Malaysia's position as a competitive manufacturing hub. Next, I will handle the reports to Aidil to continue with the other recommendations. Thank you.
QID Iskandar. Next, I will continue the next recommendation. The Malaysian government play a crucial role in strengthening export diversification and expanding market access to ensure the resilience and sustainability of the industrial sector. For decades, Malaysia has relied on export-oriented industry strategy. While this approach has driven economic growth, it has also exposed to the country to external shocks such as global economic downturn, trade conflict, and pandemics. Export diversification is therefore essential to reduce reliance on traditional market and product. By promoting value-add industry and new export sectors, Malaysia can achieve more stable growth and enhance industry competitiveness. At the same time, improving market access allows greater participation by small and medium-sized enterprises in international trade. Through simplified export procedure, targeted incentive and trade promotion initiative, the government can help firms overcome structural barriers and enter new markets. In conclusion, strengthening export diversification and market access is a strategic policy direction that supports long-term industry development, economic resilience, and sustainable economic growth. For the next point, Malaysian manufacturing sector continues to face cost pressure and efficiency challenges that may lead to investor closure. One effective long-term solution is the workforce upskilling and reskilling, particularly among university students who will soon enter the labour market. When the workers lack relevant skill, production quality decline, resulting in material wastage, reward, and higher operational costs. This reduces industrial competitiveness and increase business risk for investors. As future member of the workforce, university students play an important role in addressing this issue by developing technical, digital, and analytical skills that align with industry needs. Students can improve productivity and meet the demand of an increasingly technology-driven manufacturing environment. In addition, transferable skills such as critical thinking, problem solving, teamwork, and communication enable graduates to adapt to rapid industrial change. Through internship, industrial training, and industrial collaboration, students gain yearly exposure to real workplace challenges. Overall, a continuously upskill and reskill workforce support higher productivity, innovation, and long-term economic resilience. I think that's all for me. Return back to Riza in the studio.
Thanks Iskandar and Aidil for the news report. To conclude today's news, Malaysia's industrial sector remains an important pillar of national economic development. It contributes significantly to employment, GDP growth, and import and export activities. However, the sector is currently facing several major challenges such as heavy dependence on foreign labor, weak export demand, rising input costs, and the closure of manufacturing operations by multinational companies. These challenges have led to serious economic and social impacts, including fewer job opportunities, financial pressure on the businesses, slower economic growth, and increased job insecurity among workers. If these issues are not addressed, they may weaken Malaysia's competitiveness, reduce investor confidence, and affect the long-term sustainability of the industry sector. Therefore, Malaysia needs to implement strategic and coordinated actions to strengthen the resilience of the sector. This includes reshaping public perception towards industrial jobs, improving workforce upskilling, diversifying export market, and strengthening local supply chain to reduce reliance on foreign labor. Strong collaboration between the government, educational institutions, industries, and students is essential to build a skilled workforce and promote innovation. With this effort, Malaysia can strengthen its industrial sector, attract sustainable investment, and protect employment opportunities for the future. That's all for today's news, the Group 1 News today. Good night and Assalamualaikum. Bye-bye.